Swinging to the ashes of another life.
This morning, the U.S. and the European Union reach a preliminary trade deal after a high-stakes meeting at President Trump's golf course, Scotland. The full details are still being worked out, but the deal calls for a 15% tariff on most EU exports to the U.S. with few exceptions.
This is probably the biggest deal ever reached in any capacity, trade or beyond trade.
President Trump says the EU, which is made up of 27 countries, will also buy $750 billion in American energy and invest $600 billion in the U.S. And he says there will be no tariffs on American exports.
Bad boys. What's up, viewer?
They are among the most powerful forces on Earth, with swirling winds of more than 300 miles per hour and the strength to destroy nearly everything in their path. They account for 60 deaths and millions of dollars in property damage each year. They're called whirlwinds, funnels, twisters. These are tornadoes.
You can feel the ground shaking. Feels like a continuous, smaller. Suddenly, I realized everything around me began to just suddenly started to lift, and I had debris hitting the car.
Hey, viewer, what's
Things
up?
were lifting and lifting and lifting. It's coming right at us. I'm not going to see my wife. I'm not going to see my daughter again. And I thought, oh my gosh, I'm gonna lose my life out here.
From the British Isles to the French countryside to the heartland of the United States,
Keep those
tornadoes have been tearing up the landscape, decimating buildings, homes, and entire communities. Now, there is growing concern that the number of twisters and the regions they encompass may be changing, due largely in part to the effects of global warming. Fortunately, advances in science and technology are also on the rise, giving government agencies and broadcasters increasingly more time to warn the public of impending disaster. Will new science and weather forecasting help mitigate this increasing threat? They can occur wherever cold, dry air hits moist, warm air high in the atmosphere. Tornadoes have touched down in every continent except Antarctica, appearing where you least expect them.
Antarctica. That's crazy.
There are a few dozen cases a year in France, and roughly speaking, almost 95% of tornadoes in France are of low intensity, with winds estimated at less than 200 kilometers per hour. Violent tornadoes, even if they are exceptional, can occur in
What's up,
France.
15 viewers? Make sure to like, share, and
There is no
subscribe.
construction that is completely safe from these phenomena.
But of all the tornadoes on planet Earth, most are happening in a region of the United States known as Tornado Alley, where an estimated 75% of the world's tornadoes take place.
Oklahoma.
An
I'm about to
average
say
of more
Missouri,
than
Nebraska.
1,000 twisters every year, 4 times more than in all of Europe.
The central part of the United States is really the perfect laboratory to create the storms that make tornadoes. We have lots of warm, moist air that comes up from the Gulf.
Tell me what state you're from, guys. I'm from
Lots of
Oklahoma.
cold, dry air that comes over from the Rocky Mountains. And those are the ingredients that allow us to get thunderstorms, that warm, moist air underneath that cold, dry air. But we also have the winds changing direction with height, coming from out of the south at low levels and out of the west from over the mountains. And that produces the kind of storms that actually rotate
Crazy.
and are much more likely to make thunderstorms that will produce tornadoes. And it's really the only place on the planet where that happens a lot of the time.
The tornadoes get their energy from thunderstorms, and thunderstorms get their energy from the warming that occurs during the day, a bit like a hot air balloon. It rises because it is warmer than the air around it, and therefore thunderstorms will form precisely when we have air close to the ground.
The cold air goes down, warm air
Which
shoots
will
up.
rise, and as long as it is
Then it
warmer than
spreads
the air
from
around
above.
it will continue to rise.
Alright, rise
So
above,
it will form
above.
a cloud. And then the clouds, which will be able to extend to the top of the troposphere at more than 10, 12, sometimes even 14 kilometers of altitude. And so, as the day goes on, energy is stored near the ground. This is where thunderstorms will mainly occur. All the violent phenomena associated with thunderstorms, such as tornadoes, gusts of wind, heavy hail, or heavy rain.
Central Oklahoma is a fertile breeding ground that produces more tornadoes per square mile than anywhere else on Earth. It is a place husband and wife storm trackers Val and Amy Custer call home. They live in the city of Stillwater with their 6 kids.
I have to be willing to switch gears from being a mom and a homeschool.
She's more easy. Yeah, they definitely got their hands full. What's up, viewers? Excuse me. Swinging through the ashes of another life. What's up, 7 viewers? My bad, I'm walking around real fast. Somebody say what's up to me. Somebody say what's up. Leave a comment. We're gonna be all bored, high and dry over here. Let me say what's up. Bernice Martinez, what's up? Or hi, what's up? Make sure to double tap that screen and leave a like. Very much appreciated. All 9 viewers. I believe. 9 viewers, make sure to like, share, and subscribe. You fucking staring at me. My beard's getting bigger. Michelle Bryan, what's up? How you doing? John Shaw, what's up? How you doing, bro? John Shaw. What's up, bro? Excuse me.